Nice deck.
Yeah, nice day.
It's beautiful.
Gorgeous out here.
All right, so what's the plan here?
Well, as you can see, this is a great place for our neighbors to watch us air dry after a shower, but
I'm not sure they're too excited about that.
I don't know. Maybe we need to put some shades or at least some
Good
curtains.
idea.
Yeah.
well, actually, I want to open it up a little bit more with some more windows and put in some French doors. But in all seriousness, that allows a little bit more light,
Yep.
utilizes this space a little better.
Yep.
I think it'll look really good and open up the bathroom quite a bit. I think it's going to look really good.
Definitely.
Well, that'll be the first project after we do the demolition.
Let's get to it.
Get
Great.
to it.
This wall will see a lot of change throughout our project. Today, we're removing the old door, moving the opening to accommodate the new vanity in the space, and installing beautiful divided light French doors. JP and Andy want to save this door to use in another part of the house. First, we remove the hinge pins with a hammer and pry bar. Then the door just pops off the hinges. Now from outside, Andy uses the impact driver to remove the storm door frame screws and the storm door. We're ready for the inside frame. To remove the trim, I hammer the flat end of a small pry bar into the seam behind the trim, and then pry it loose. And at a certain point, it's easier just to use a hammer and a little elbow grease.
All right, Amy, what's next?
All right, well, if you want to take this, I'm scoring around the edges of the frame here so we don't take off your siding when we pull this out.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
We're actually cutting silicone that was used in the original installation of the door. With luck, this frame will come out easily. Next, we pry the exterior trim with the same technique as we used inside. Next, Andy begins cutting through the door jamb with a reciprocating saw. It'll be much easier for us to remove it in pieces.
All right, well, we're ready to start working on the opening for this new French door.
Okay.
One thing that's going to be different is we actually have to fur out this wall here to account for the larger vanity that's going inside.
Right.
So the opening is going to start further over this way, which means we've got to take these shakes off, and I want to save some of them because we're going to have some filling in to do over here on this side.
Okay.
So if you want to pop up on the ladder, take that and a hammer, and let's get rid of maybe this top row up here, and then save the ones underneath. All right. All right, your door is here.
Yes, I like it.
Nice.
Looks good.
It does look really good.
I like the fact that it's got that divided light function to it, so it kind of goes with the rest of the work there.
Smart thinking.
You can get a bubble bath and a tan at the same time.
Nice. Well, this is great. This is aluminum clad, so that means it's maintenance free.
Like
which
that.
is great, and weather resistant.
Excellent.
Got yourself a good door. All right,
Excellent.
we need to get an exact measurement for our rough opening.
We'll measure the door out here so we know the exact size for the opening in the bathroom wall. We'll measure around all the exterior trim pieces and use these measurements once we get upstairs. We're measuring out for the future vanity, which will be 22 inches plus 1/2 inch for sheetrock on the finished wall. This line will help us visualize the location of the vanity when we're placing the new door. Now we measure an additional 4.5 inches to account for the new door trim. Then mark the location of this edge. And another 48.25 inches, the door width measurement we took outside. To remove this part of the wall, we have to cut through the studs, starting at the bottom. We're working in an older house, so these studs run all the way from the roof plate to the foundation, a technique commonly called balloon framing. The rough opening for the height of the door, plus the size of the new header, makes 90 inches from the floor. We mark one stud at 90 inches, then we use the level to mark the other studs. This gives us a perfectly level cut, which means a perfectly level door. There's a skim coat of concrete on the inside of these walls, just one of those weird things you find in old houses. The builders may have thought cement would provide an added insulation. Whatever its purpose, we need to get rid of it before we reframe the wall. While JP and Andy finish prepping the wall, I start cutting the framing boards. Now we're on to building our header. The header is the piece that makes the top of our door frame solid and secure, keeping everything above it from sagging. To assemble this header, we put together 2 boards of 2x8 yard lumber with pieces of lath from the demo of the bathroom. The lath adds the extra thickness we need to match the depth of our 2x4 wall. We could also shim this header with sheetrock, but the lath was available and just the right thickness. Now we attach all pieces together with 3 1/4 inch nails from the pneumatic framing nailer. We add a 2x4 board to the bottom, finishing off the header. We're placing this blocking to fill the gap in the floor and to give us something solid to hold our new door frame. Next, we assemble the new frame in the bathroom. We nail the outermost king stud to the interior stud. Then the header fits right in, and we nail it all together with the framing nailer. Now we raise the frame into place. We'll toe nail the first side into the lower blocking. Then make small adjustments in the placement until the frame is plumb. Once it's plumb, I add shims to the top of the frame to keep it in place. Then we toe nail more nails into the header. Our frame is in place, and now we're ready to get rid of the old wall. I start by cutting through the sheathing with a reciprocating saw. We're using a long blade on the saw so I can use the frame board as a guide for the cut.
Bye-bye wall.
And down it goes. The new French doors in their frame weigh about 200 pounds. To make things much easier on us, JP removed the doors from the frame and we're hauling it up the old-fashioned way.
Well, let's see if it fits. The moment of truth.
We're gonna get lucky? Oh, we're just good.
Woo! I shouldn't be so surprised, though. We did good.
There he is.
Feathery.
And your new door.
It's about time you get up here.
Wow.
Yeah, right?
You guys on lunch break or something while I was gone?
Hey, we get a lot done.
No, seriously, this looks great.
It
awesome.
does, doesn't it?
We got some light in here now, huh?
That's
Definitely.
right. Nice
What's
big
next?
open space. Well, the next thing is we've got the nailing fins on the outside here. We got to nail this to attach it, and then we got to hang the doors.
All right, well, why not get started on the nailing?
All right.
I'll put the door in.
Okay, I'll help.